Good afternoon and welcome back to BowlTV. We are in the last few minutes of practice for the semifinals here in men's and women's team event. On 35 and 36, we have the number 1 seed Australia and number 4 seed Canada facing off in a one-game match. A little bit further down, you can see Johnny Petraglia to the far right of your screen, Sweden and the United States in the 2-3 match. Flipping over to our women's pair. On 29 and 30, we will have Sweden, the number 2 seed, taking on the number 3 seed Mexico. And on 27 and 28 will be top-seeded US versus Australia, coming in at the number 4 seed. As we talked about a little bit, it's going to be going back and forth. It's going to be a little bit tough to see the matches on the far end from here. So we will go back and forth between the men's and women's matches on 29 and 30, as well as on 35 and 36, just like that. And we'll do our best to keep up with the live scoring app. You can find that by going into the description area below. That's going to be very important. By clicking on that and following your favorite country or all the countries going back and forth, you can actually select 4 of them at once to watch as you're watching the action unfold on BowlTV. I'm Aaron Smith with the USBC Communications. We've been here all week, and the coveted team title up for grabs. We've just finished up with women's qualifying for team event. We had the men earlier. We did confirm the all events standings. Lucy Sandlin cruises to the all events title and another gold medal with a 37-56 18-game total. Sweden's Suzanne Olsen collects her second silver medal of the tournament, coming in second, 36-17. And the United States' Robin Romeo jumped from 5th to 3rd in the final game, shooting .230 to finish with 35-42 for bronze. She was the defending champion in all events from the 2013 event. She surpassed teammates Tish Johnson and Paula Vidad, who finished 4-5. So once again, this is the semifinals. One-game matches, winners will advance. The finals will be moved to our normal feature pairs that we've used all week, 31 through 34, so we'll be directly behind the championship matches. They'll be right next to each other. Semifinals at an angle. You can still see the emotion, the shots, and the determination. We had 2 oil patterns this week, the 41-foot Montreal and the 44-foot London. And the higher seed got to pick each one. Everyone selected medium, the medium pattern, which was Montreal, except for on Blaine's at 37-38. The men's US versus Sweden match is on the long pattern, the 44-footer. We see John Chapman start off for Canada on 36. He is our all events gold medalist on the men's side. Sean Cummings leading off for Australia. He took home the bronze. Comes in light, leaves the 2-4-5. First shot from Mexico. I believe that is Teresa Piccini, a gold medalist in doubles in 2013. Leading off for Sweden, Christelle Carlson. Sweden, the defending champion on both the men's and women's side. back from the inaugural World Bowling Senior Championships in 2013. We are at Samstown Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. Great attempt at the spare there. Just misses clipping the 2 and sending it over. Lena Salkanen for Sweden bowling second. Mixes him up on the women's side. US and Sweden held the distinct advantage over the rest of the field. Easily cruised into the medal round here. Australia started the round outside of the top 4, or the final 3 games of qualifying, I should say. But they bounced back to make it into the make it here. Yeah, we'll just say it like that. Kristina Nornson of Sweden, our singles gold medalist, running down a 10-pin, no problem. Head back over to the men's side. Looks like Todd Sim is going to be stepping up for Canada. Sim took home the silver medal in the singles event to Australia's Andrew Frawley. Frawley will be up after Warren Stewart kicks off his first frame. For Doris in the chat, I think you might be clicking on the wrong link, because Australia definitely bowling the United States over on 27 and 28. I'm thinking you might be looking at the Block 2 scores, which would be only for the 3 games we had earlier today. In that case, Australia was 6th overall in today's 3 games, but their overall score enough to get 4th. If you go back to the results page for the Team of 4 link and click on the very top link that you can go to underneath where it says Team of 4, results for Team of 4 is the combined totals. And that's how the 1, 2, 3, 4 worked out here today. All right, here's Andrew Frawley looking to cover up the 10-pin. Once again, he is our singles champion. We'll switch back to our women's semifinals. Mexico and Sweden, the closest match to us here. See Tish Johnson of the USA coming to the screen. They're over on 27-28. Tish comes in light, leaves the 3-7. Lena Selkanen, no problem with the single pin in the second frame. All right, the Sweden contingent going back and forth between both sides. Obviously, participants in the men's and women's semifinals. We're already in the second frame. Once again, the best way to follow scores for this round will be the live scoring link in the description below the video. You can also visit worldbowling.org and get to the senior championships page to take care of that. Suzanne Olsen, our silver medal winner in singles and all events, delivers a strike on lane 30. We are at a tough angle here, but the final matches after the winners are decided will be back to the view we've had all week behind lanes 31, 32, 33, and 34. All right, stepping a little further back, looking at the US-Sweden match on the men's side. We'll click back over towards them after Sweden attempts to pick up the 1-2-4, it looks like. 1-2-4-8, excuse me. No problem for Sweden on the spare. There's Bob Learn Jr. If you were watching earlier, Bob fighting a wrist injury this week. He's all taped up on his right wrist and forearm. And he's back to his old wheeling and dealing ways. For the U.S. so far, Petraglia with 3 in a row. Learn with a pair of spares, and looks like the 3-9 from here to convert. Lenny Borsch, strike, spare so far. Run more with a double. For Sweden, their leadoff bowler, Jan Nordberg, has gone open, 9 spare, gutter 8, so loses some count, only has 27 in the third. Peter Eriksson with a double, he'll be coming up next. Johan Aberg, spare strike. And Christer Peterson open in the first and a spare in the second. Sweden defeated the United States in the gold medal match back in 2013. Looking over at our other end pair. Robin Romeo getting ready to step up in the fourth frame. spare strike, or excuse me, open spare strike. Paula Vidad start with a double and 8 spare. Lucy Sandelin. Strike, spare, strike. Tish Johnson, spare, open, strike. For Australia, they've had 3 opens so far. On the women's side. But Suzanne Jack has started with 3 in a row. All the matches a little bit too close to call for right now. We'll head back to the women's side. Once again, catching up with Suzanne Olsen of Sweden. Use the 4-pin. Sweden with 1 open so far through 3. For Mexico, they've had 4 opens through 3 frames. Melva Castro working on a double dough for Mexico. Lively crowd here for the medal round, cheering on their countries. Once again, we have 4 semifinal matches going on across the house. On the women's side, for lanes 27 through 30, the guys 35 through 38. The winners of these matches will move to 31 through 34. That's where we've been all week. Two opens from the U.S. men in the 3rd frame. Bob Learn and Ron Moore. Johnny Petraglia starting off with 3 in a row. He's up looking to make it 4. Left-handed legend takes care of business. So Johnny Petraglia, 68 years young, leading the way for the U.S. squad early on. Melva Castro does deliver a 3-bagger for Mexico. Perfect so far in the 4th. Margarito Ramos coming up next, looking to make it a perfect fourth. Suzanne Olsen comes in light, leaves the 2, so Mexico will have the opportunity to make up a few pins here. See if Ramos can make it 4 for 4 in the fourth. Gets the hit. As Olsen goes to pick up the 2 pin. After this, we'll switch back to the men. No problem. Back to Canada and Australia, the closest match to us. Canada was actually out of the number going into the final game and put together a solid performance to surpass England for the final spot into the medal round. Both teams pretty even so far in the early going. Robert Chinner from Australia is looking at a 2-7. Australia is clean so far. See Lenny Borsch enter your screen. Gets the strike. He's gone strike spare double so far. Would have to give the U.S. the early advantage in the men's match against Sweden. Still a lot of bowling left to go, fourth frame only. On the other end, the women's match, USA versus Australia. USA with a few less mistakes so far. Gonna put them in a similar place with a slight advantage as they are through 5 now. Bowling a little bit quicker over there. Once again, for those of you just tuning in, this is the semifinal round of team event for the men and the women at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. I would highly suggest to use the live scoring app in the description area below the video. We have live scoring here. Take advantage of it, folks. And you can see the scoreboards a little bit better than what you can see here. You can kind of catch the top of the scoreboards on both sides of the Australia-Canada match on the men's side and Sweden-Mexico match on the women's side, but much easier to read it on the live scoring. Todd Sim gives Canada their second open so far, unable to convert the baby split. Tough break for Sweden's Jan Nordberg. He's been having a rough go of it this game, and dead flush 7-pin. Warren Stewart takes care of the single pin for Australia. Here's Ray Vervink. Ray and John Chapman took home the silver medal in doubles. Great shot there by Vervink. He's been throwing a lot of strikes here the past few days. Here's Andrew Frawley. We'll switch back to the ladies after he completes the 4th frame for Australia. All right. Andrew took care of the spare. We're going to go back to the ladies here. Carlson mixes them up, but does not get the strike. The Sweden-Mexico match now in the 6th frame, as Teresa McKinney covers the single pin. Still too close to call in this match, and that very uncharacteristic from Carlson. She's been very solid all day. This match a little bit too close to tell for right now. Scarlett Padilla gets the hit for Mexico. Salkanen does not get the 7 to fall. Pretty good shot there. They just did not cooperate. Looks like the United States team with still a slight advantage in the women's match against Australia. Australia did put up 3 strikes in the 6th frame along with the spare. We'll see Tish Johnson stepping up into second for the 6. She can put together a double here. Gets it. Melba Castro with the spare for Mexico. She missed a single pin in the 5th. Just makes up for it there. Doesn't lose any count on the 7 count. Christina Nordenson, 3 in a row. Crowd having fun here. The semifinal match. Mexico's Margarita Ramos stepping up on lane 29. She's working on 2 strikes in a row, looking to make it 3. Cross is over. Got to take the hits when you can get them. Suzanne Olsen's clean so far. Let's see if she can get a strike. Comes in light, 2-4-5. After Olsen attempts to cover the spare, we'll go back to the guys' side. No problem. Back to Australia and Canada. Here's Vervink. Fifth frame, 210. Australia has only had 2 doubles so far. As Frawley steps up to close out the fifth, rings the 10. They haven't given any pins back as far as opens. If Vervink is unable to cover the 210, that'll be their 3rd open so far in this match. Johnny Petraglia opened in the 6th for the U.S. Looks like Bob Learn might be looking at a 2nd open in the 6th. It almost looks like a 6-8 from here, which would be definitely a strange leave. Sean Cummings has 2 bronze medals so far. John Chapman already has a bronze, silver, and gold. And in the 6th frame, he has a bucket with a biscuit, as we call it back in Indiana, the 2, 4, 5, 7, 8. Sean Cummings keeps Australia clean. Not a great frame for the U.S. men in frame number 6. Petraglia and Learn opened. Lenny Borster's working on 3 in a row. He just went 8 spare. Ron Moore working on a single strike. He'll be stepping up next at the far right of your screen. We'll head back to the women after Ron finishes up here. Goes through the nose. Fortunately, just to leave the 10 pin. The women seem to be keeping a little bit quicker pace than the guys. As they're just about done with the 7th on 29:30, already in the 8th in the U.S.-Australia match on 27 and 28. Tish Johnson with a 3-bagger for the United States. They seem to be in control of that match going into the final few frames. A little bit closer in our Sweden-Mexico match. Christel Carlson was working on a strike, comes in a little light on the head pin 2-4-5. Scarlett Padilla strikes in the 8th. And another open on the right lane from Carlson. That's back-to-back times on lane 30. Nelva Castro up on 29, pulls that shot left. No loss on count there, though. She was working on a strike. Sweden, the defending champion in the team event at the World Bowling Senior Championships. It's going to have to dig deep here in the final few frames. Mexico has him on the ropes, 8th frame. Over on 37-38, the men's match between US and Sweden. It's definitely taken a turn in Sweden's favor. Back-to-back opens in the 6th and 7th from Johnny Petraglia, while Peter Eriksson has delivered 3 in a row. Johan Aberg could make it a double as he steps up in the 7th. Christer Peterson can do the same, so. Aberg does deliver. Here's Ramos for Mexico. Gets the strike. Nornson leaves the 2-4, 5-7-8, loses some count, working on a spare. So Mexico will be holding the advantage going into the foundation frame. That roar from the crowd from the Swedish men. Nornson unable to cover. We'll head back to Australia and Canada. Australia recorded its first open in the 6th frame. Robert Chinner will be stepping up in the 2nd here. But Canada still has had their miscues along the way. 4 opens. Each team with 2 doubles each so far as we're in the 7th frame, so those opens making up the difference right now. U.S. women in good position as they start the 9th frame against Australia. The guys definitely a little bit more deliberate than the women. See Todd Sim in a second here from Canada. He opened in the 6th. Delivers a strike in the 7th. We'll go back to the women since they're bowling a little bit quicker. By the time we get back to the guys, they should be right around the 9th frame. Teresa takes care of the spare for Mexico. Kick off the 9th frame. Sweden will need a strong 9th and 10th frame here to put the pressure on Mexico. But Sweden's been here. They are the defending champions in the event on both the men's and women's side. They have to use that experience they gained in 2013 to put the pressure on. Padilla avoids disaster, leaving just the 3-pin. As Lena Solkanen covers the set. U.S. women still in good shape. You'll see Lucy Sandlin come into your screen in just a second. Covering up a single pin without problem. Tish Johnson will be stepping up with 4 in a row to finish off the foundation frame. Here's Nordenson, 9th frame. 4-pin. Melva Castro for Mexico. Does not get the 7 to fall over. Both the United States and Sweden in the men's match have not missed in the 8th. Krister Peterson up working on a double. Wow. High flush 7-pin. So he's the only one not to strike in the frame. He was working on 2 in a row, so that'll be a little help to the U.S. Momentum still seems to be in Sweden's court. Susanne Olsen delivers the strike to finish the 9th frame for Sweden. Margarita Ramos looking for a double here. 9th frame. Gets back, mixes them up. Teresa Piccini starts off with a strike for Mexico in the 10th. This is their game to lose right now. They are in position. Sweden not catching any kind of breaks, even on the Brooklyn crossover from Carlson. Hit pretty solid, but still leads the 10. Teresa looking for the double, can still get to 193. She does get the Brooklyn hit. .91 for Teresa. Carlson finishes at 178. Padilla avoids a split in the 10th, leaves just the 5-pin. The U.S.-Sweden men's match in the 9th frame right now. Still too close to spare. A clutch 310 conversion in the 9th by Johan Aberg. U.S. has Petraglia with a spare. Bob Learn Jr. working on 3 in a row. Lenny Borsch could have a double working the 10th. He's stepping up right now. Borsch delivers the double for the U.S. Sulkanen already has the first strike in the 10th. That's going to need a hustle. Gets 8. Padilla finishes off with a strike, 185. Cannon 175. Once again, this is now in Mexico's court, with the final 2 bowlers stepping up. They can sum themselves to the gold medal match. Bob Learn Jr., Lenny Borsch, and Ron Moore all working on doubles or better going into the 10th. U.S. versus Sweden. Over on 37 and 38 for the live scoring. Nordenson delivers. First strike of the 10th. Castro working on an open. Unable to strike. U.S. women are going to advance to the final match. They're well in control. Nordenson, does it get back? Would have been a big double. He leaves the 10. And Castro misses the spare. Back-to-back single pin misses. That eruption was for Gianni Petraglia, getting the first strike of the 10th. We'll switch to that match as soon as our anchor bowlers finish up for Mexico and Sweden on the women's side. Margarita Ramos working on 3 in a row, mixes them up, doesn't get the 7 pin to fall. Suzanne Olsen is working on a strike. This is her first shot in the 10th. Definitely needs it. Gets it. Ramos covers the spare. That might be enough. I think she may just need to stay behind the foul line here. That'll be enough for Mexico to get there. If Olsen doesn't strike here, it's definitely over. So Mexico is going to advance to face the United States in the women's final match. Caps it off with a strike, so we will go back to the men. Australia still in control of its own destiny here, the top seed on the men's side. They're in good position. Much closer, further down on 37 and 38. Bob Learn Jr. first shot at the 10th, working on 3 in a row. Crosses over and leaves the 5-9. Peter Eriksson has already thrown a shot. Looks like he left the 4-7. He's coming into your screen right now, attempting to cover the spare. No problem. Advantage to the U.S. is both Borsch and Ron Moore working on doubles. For Sweden's final 2 bowlers, Johan Aberg and Christer Peterson, working on spares. This is the men's semifinal at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. Someone has knocked down my caution tape, so people keep walking by the camera and knocking the table. So that explains the shaking. I'm not a happy camper about it, but as long as it doesn't fall over, we will survive. All right, after some quick camera realignment, Lenny Borsch Jr. double in the 10th. U.S. in fantastic shape to best their performance against Sweden from 2013 in the team event, when Sweden took the gold in the final match against the U.S. Krister Peterson working on a spare. Ron Moore working on a double. U.S. already ahead in the match. Just a reminder, the final match for both the men and women's team event will be next. We'll figure out who's going where. We'll get the cameras back up. Lenny finishes with 246 for the U.S. Australia in very good position. Looks like it's going to be the opportunity for two U.S. teams to take home gold medals here. If Ron Moore gets this strike, he's going to be entering your screen in just a second. We're definitely going to see some emotion out of the two-time PBA 50 Player of the Year. Here's a shot. First shot of the 10th for Moore. Running it out. I promise you, he did not disappoint even though he was off camera. Ron may have ran down to 56 after that one. But that is going to be enough for the United States. They're going to advance to the title match against Sweden. On the women's side, U.S. versus Mexico. United States, possibility of 2 gold medals in the team event after finishing with a silver in the men's in 2013 and a bronze in the women's. So Canada and Australia still finishing up here. Australia is going to move on. Great shot there by Warren Stewart. Todd Simmons leaves the 4-pin. So for Canada, it's been a very productive tournament so far. They recorded a gold in all events courtesy of John Chapman. Have 2 medals in singles. Chapman took the bronze. Sim recorded the silver. And in doubles, Chapman and Vervink also captured silver. Now they'll add a bronze in team event, as will Sweden on the men's side. For the ladies, Australia and Sweden also earning bronze. So our title matches are all set. So we're probably going to expedite the process a little bit here. We'll still see Canada and Australia finish up on the side of the cameras. But we're going to go and start switching stuff around so people can start getting seats as well. So final match coming up next. There will be practice, so everybody hang tight because we're going to hand out some gold medals here shortly. Thanks for tuning in. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. We'll be right back.
I'd might see the women.
Yeah, I'm just getting the camera and he's slamming my button.
She's just getting the camera. Get the right angle.
That is correct. You are hearing the final countdown, and now you're hearing Aaron Smith with the USBC Communications Department here at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships live at Sam's Town Bowling Center in Las Vegas, Nevada. It's time for the finals of the men's and women's team event. On the ladies' side, top-seeded U.S. took care of Australia 821 to 707, while Mexico, the number 3 seed, defeated defending champion Sweden 765 to 746 to meet up on 31 and 32. In the men's final, Australia, the top seed, cruised over Canada 858 to 713. And they are facing off against the United States, who got some satisfaction, I guess you could say, from the loss they suffered in the 2013 event in the gold medal match to Sweden, as they defeated a very good Sweden team, 859 to 805. That one came down to the 9th and 10th frame. Definitely could have gone either way. U.S. took advantage of a few late strikes to get there, but now we're all set. Both lanes are going to be contested on the 41-foot Montreal pattern. This is a one-game match. Total pinfall determines our winner and our gold medalists. I want to thank everyone for joining us here, and hopefully you are sharing on social media as well. Let folks know you're watching BowlTV. U.S. taking on Australia in the men's title match. U.S. taking on Mexico in the women's title match. It's gonna happen. It's really gonna happen. Starting now.
There you go.
The U.S. team on the women's side made up of Robin Romeo, Paula Vidal, Lucy Sandlin, and Tish Johnson. For Mexico, Teresa Piccini, Scarlett Padilla, Melva Castro, and Margarita Ramos. For Australia, Sean Cummings, Robert Chinner, Warren Stewart, and Andrew Frawley. For the U.S. men, Johnny Petraglia, Bob Learn Jr., Lenny Borsch, and Ron Moore. Teresa's going to kick it off for Mexico with a strike. Sean Cummings has already captured 2 bronze medals. He's going to get his best performance here at the 2015 event. Hall of Famer Romeo leaves the 10-pin. Johnny Petraglia. We've seen him strike a lot this week. Kicks it off. Padilla with the late hit on the 9. As Mexico gets off with an early double here in the first. Bob Learn Jr. comes in right of the head pin. The condition of Bob's wrist has been a topic all week during doubles and the first 3 games of team event. Bob was essentially throwing the high hard one at the 1-3. He had wrist surgery last year, and it just wasn't getting any better, loosening up as he participated. He opened the first Today's been different though. Bob's been getting back a little bit closer to what we expect and seen from him in the past. But you got to wonder after a few games this morning and a long break in between how it's holding up. Warren Stewart gets the mixer for Australia. Vidad covers the 2-4-5. Lenny Borsch had a big game in the U.S.'s victory over Sweden in the semifinals. Kicks it off the same way. Interesting note if you are just tuning in now to the finals. All the other pairs competed on the 41-foot Montreal in the semifinal round. The higher seed had pattern choice. Sweden was the number 2 seed. The U.S. men were the 3 seed. So the U.S. men just came off of bowling on the 44-foot London pattern. So the 3 other teams competing have already seen Montreal just a few minutes ago. For the U.S., they are adjusting to a different pattern than they saw in the last match. That delivered 3 out of 4 strikes in the first. Hall of Famer Tish Johnson on 31. The timeless style. Delivers the strike. Romeo gets the lean on the 7-pin. She had a big finish to get to a bronze medal in all events. Johnny pulling out all the tricks here in the finals. Didn't like that one off his hand, but gets the hit for the early double. Dad borrows a hit from Johnny, crosses over, gets to Brooklyn. And Bob's wrist definitely has to be wearing on him here after the first 2 shots we've seen. Pierce Chinner fouled there on a spare. He was having some footwork issues in practice as well. Took a step or 2 over the line. All right, an early standstill here. The opening match. Bob Learn will throw at the spare. That's what we saw the last 2 days from Bob, using that shot on his strike ball as well. I'm sure he'll go chat with Rod Ross and possibly think about making the change back to that. So great bounce back there by Robert Chinner of Australia. A lot of players that can definitely get into your head with some footing issues and bounces back nicely with the flush strike. Sandlin with the double. U.S. women strong out of the gates so far. Kenosha, Wisconsin's own Lenny Borsch Jr. unable to get the 10 out. Padilla's going to need that one to hustle, doesn't make it back. Doesn't lose any count working on a strike. Lauren Stewart has been pretty solid all week so far. Delivers the strike in the second. Tish Johnson makes a perfect second for the U.S. Gotta wonder if the strong start by the U.S. women is getting into the heads of their opponents. Still a lot of bowling left to be done here. Ron Moore, the only returning player on the men's side. Men's team that captured the silver medal in 2013, the inaugural World Bowling Senior Championships. He's been very animated this week with moves like that. Margarita Ramos has been throwing some great shots the past two matches. Starts off with a double. She put up a big game against Sweden in the semifinals, leading the way. Shot by Teresa to kick off the third, rings the 10. This is the final match, the gold medal title match at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships team event. Got to pull out all the stops. Talking to the players, this is the one they want to win. Want to share it with their teammates. Traglia got the break in the second, goes high, leaves the 4-6-10 in the third. Once again, this is a one-game match, total pinfall. Gets the gold. Paula Vidal, third frame, comes in light, leaves the 2-5. Learn has gone back to throwing the high hard one, and give him the heater, Ricky. Delivers. It's going to keep the head pin in play. Hope to get the hits and leave makeable spares. That's what he's been doing the past 2 days. Him and Ron Moore nearly made it to the medal round that way in doubles, finishing just 15 pins outside the cut. Warren Stewart, third frame, looking for 3 in a row. Runs high with the 4-7-10. Sandlin nearly matches Stewart's effort. Catches the break, kicking the 10 out. Looking at the much more manageable 4-7. Stewart takes the 2 for the team and back-to-back opens for Australia. Ramos leading the way for Mexico. Great shot. Ron Moore with the early 3-bagger. And Tish, is she going to get the 7 to fall out? Goodness. Andrew Frawley, your gold medal winner in singles. Delivers in the 3rd for Australia. Tish nearly pops the 10-pin out of the back. Thought about getting back on the deck and rolling over. But essentially just the one. Get the count working on a double. So that was the first open from the U.S. women. Romeo late hit on the 9. Romeo, Tish Johnson, and Lucy Sandlin were all part of the team in 2013 that took the bronze. Paula Vidad, the only new member here in 2013 or in 2015, has already captured gold with Sandlin in doubles. Looking to add another medal to her birthday weekend. That shot wide for Padilla. Leaves a few in the middle, 1-2-8. Bob Lerner looking for the double. And a rough two-frame stretch here for Australia, posting 3 opens. Lauren covers the spare with no problem. Melva Castro getting ready to step up on 31 for Mexico, working on a spare, 4th frame. Stewart goes through the nose again, 3-6-10 this time. Lenny Borsch Jr. delivers the first U.S. strike in the 4th frame. And Melva Castro chops the 6-10. It's the second open for Mexico here in the final match. The U.S. ladies with just one. It was a 7-10 split for Tish Johnson last time up. Takes care of it there. She waves the finger, says nay, nay, not again. Ron Moore makes it 4 in a row. Could see some fireworks here early on. 3 opens in the 4th for Australia. Ron says, not my best effort. Rules say you gotta take it though. Andrew Frawley giving him a good-natured ribbon there. It's Margarita Ramos. Nearly threw everything at the 10. Doesn't fall over, but again, she's been very solid in the past 2 matches. Frawley gets that one way too right. Doesn't think about coming back. Doesn't lose the count. Ramos with the spare, and essentially we're pretty much knotted up in the women's gold medal match. U.S. with the slight advantage with 2 strikes, working going into the 5th. Mexico with an open. Teresa makes it a double. Romeo will try to match on 31. Here's Sean Cummings coming off an open. Comes in light. So Australia, no marks in the 4th. Ron Moore cashes in a break to make it 4 in a row. And the U.S. men, who started the day on the outside of the top 4 in 7th place, worked their way in the second qualifying game today and didn't let go to qualify 3rd. Nice break for Padilla there, crossing over. She's clean through 5. If there was a time for the U.S. men to really put their foot on the gas, it would be right here. Australia reeling. We've gone between two different shots this week, the 41-foot Montreal pattern and the 44-foot London pattern. Top seed got to choose the lane condition. Great bounce back shot there by Castro. And both finals being held on Montreal. The always animated Paula Vidal gets the hit in the fifth. Bob Learn's wrist, an issue all week. He made it through the 3 games today in the semifinals, being able to execute in the way we're used to seeing him do. After watching his first 2 shots in this game, we knew it was bothering him. So this is what he did during doubles and the first block at team event. Less pain in the wrist when he's not hooking the ball and throwing it relatively straight. For Bob, he will not advance to the Masters portion of the event, which goes to the top 24 in all events. Through a total of 18 games. So this is essentially Bob's last game of the week. Can the wrist survive 5 more frames? Borsch, double in the 4th and the 5th. For the U.S., they just got to stay out of their own way now, with Australia having early struggles. Can Australia put a few in a row to at least get the U.S. thinking? Frawley's going to try. Him and Stewart finish off the 5th the right way. The women's match, extremely close as we head into the 6th. Romeo gets that one to hold line. She is liking the right lane. She has to strike on the left lane, though. They get to finish on the right lane. So Robin happy about that. Teresa Piccini looking for 3 in a row. Great shot. She won gold at the 2013 event in doubles, showing off that gold medal experience here in 2015, 3 in a row. Ron Moore looking to cash in that nice break last time. 5 in a row. He remembers that silver medal in 2013. Tried to lead the troops here. In 2015, Vidal through the nose, just the 6-pin. Traglia, trip 6. Nice shot there by Sean Cummings of Australia. Trying to get them back in this match. Padilla unable to cover the washout. Sandlin runs a little high. Leaves just the 10. She started with a double, but looking for her 4th consecutive spare. Melva Castro looking for a double of her own here. Gets that pocket, but leaves the 10. Borsch, nearly the 8-10. That was almost a whoops. Just a 10 pin now. Robert Chinner having some struggles this game, covers the spare in the 6th to end a string of 3 straight opens. Castro with the spare. And can Tisch make it 3 in a row for the U.S. women? She likes it. Saws that 7 out of there. Warren Stewart looking for a double, needing a double. And the fast 8 sneaks up on him. Ramos, that one's not going to get back. One of the few errant shots we've seen her make. Here's Moore looking for a 6-bagger. Asking for it to get back, mixes him, but leaves the 7 pin. Open for Ramos, unable to get the sleeper. The 8 pin hanging out back there. So 2 opens in the 6th for Mexico. Piccini needs to keep it going here. Keep some pressure on the U.S. Great shot. 4 in a row. Frawley comes in light again on that lane. He missed the head pin last time on 34. Just gets back to it here in the 6th. Romeo continues to exchange spares and strikes. Sean Cummings for Australia looking for a double. It's been a while for them, but he records it. Kickoff is 7. They're going to need a few more just like that. Back-to-back opens for Padilla. Great shot by Petraglia, the USBC and PBA Hall of Famer. Still have a good crowd on hand here at Samstown Bowling Center, watching this gold medal match. This is the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. It's the second running of the event, the first in 2013, also held in Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. We appreciate the support and all the kind comments. We'll be back tomorrow for Masters, but we still have unfinished business here as Castro misses the single pin. Could the U.S. teams be sharing the gold here? Sandlin trips the 2-8. It's the bucket crumbler. Australia struggling to find the right combination here on the 41-foot Montreal pattern. Dug themselves a deep hole. Made a furious comeback. Possibly some help from the U.S. too. The U.S. has been steady so far, led by Ron Moore, starting with the front 5. Lenny likes that one a little bit more. Made sure he didn't almost 8-10 that one. Sends all 10 back. Ron Moore, 6 out of 7 here. The gold medal match. The only returning member on the U.S. men's team that took silver to Sweden in 2013. Robin Romeo hasn't missed on 32 yet. 31's been giving her fits. She's been using 2 different balls too. And nearly the 4-9. Teresa makes it 5 in a row. Putting together a great game here in the finale. She's a past doubles champion at this event. But she's going to need some help from her teammates. They've had 4 opens in the last 2 frames. The U.S. has just steadily filled frames here. Just 1 open so far for the U.S. contingent on the women's side. And the one Australian working on a string of strikes goes big 4 in the 8th. Vidad, the Greek church. Johnny Petraglia, 68 years young. Looking like a kid out there. So is this the break that Mexico needed in our women's match? Paula takes the 3. The big 8th frame from Mexico could put some pressure on the U.S. Learn just the 10 pin. For those of you who may just be tuning in, Bob's been fighting a wrist injury all week and actually fought through it through the 3 games of qualifying today. They had a long break before the semifinals. And after his first 2 shots, you could tell that his wrist was just about out of it. He used this method in doubles in the first block, a team event, as Castro puts up a strike in the 8th. They're not out of this yet by any stretch. Especially with Piccini working on 5 in a row. Sandlin put together a double for the U.S. So 3 straight shots through the face for the United States on lane 32, and they have to finish on that lane. So we got to make the mental notes there. See if Ramos can get back to her striking ways that we saw in the semifinal match. Great shot. Big frame for Mexico. Great shot from the 3-time USBC Open Championships titleist, Lenny Borsch Jr., delivering. Double in the 7th and 8th. That kind of explains Australia's look in the title match here. Messenger doesn't kick out the 10 for Stewart. Tish nearly gets the 6-3-1 strike. Leaves just the pesky head pin. The U.S. got to be concerned going back to that lane in the 10th. Ron Moore. Redemption is spelled R-O-N. But not Burgundy this time. It's Moore. He's 2 frames away from having that gold medal for team event that they missed out on in 2013. Around his neck. There's some of the shots we've seen from Frawley all week. Just looking a little bit too late here for Australia in the men's final. Can Teresa keep it going? Through the nose. Leaves a 3-6. Great run, though. This women's match definitely not over by a long shot. All right, no problem on the spare for Mexico in frame number 9. Can Vidal bounce back after the Greek Church? Wasn't the shot she was hoping for, but gets the break. Padilla gets a strike, setting up the 10th. Lucy gets to the pocket, leaves the 10. Melva Castro looking to double up to set up the 10th. Good shot. Doesn't get the 10 out. Bob Learn. I think Bob's going to be pretty happy to not have to pick up a bowling ball for a few days after this. Near disaster on the single pin for Sandelin. Hangs on to cover the 10. Big shot to set up the 10th by the USBC Hall of Famer Tish Johnson. Shows how she's taken home 25 PWBA titles in her career. Clutch shots like that. So the men's match essentially in the books. The United States is going to win the gold medal. Only 2 opens so far, with more stepping up, looking to make it 8 out of 9. Women's match, completely different story. 4 pin does not fall for Ramos. That would have been a big double. Ramos covers the spare, so if my sketchy math is correct, U.S. with the 25 pin advantage at the start of the 10th frame in the women's title match. Ron Moore, 8 out of 9. Chidi, first shot of 10th. Talk about a big game. The U.S. struggled on lane 32 in the 8th frame. That has to be playing in the back of their mind right now. All the righties went through the nose. And Tish Johnson just missed the shot off her hand to the left, didn't give it a chance. Here's Romeo, first shot. That's high as well. Leaves the 3-6-10. Petraglia kicking off the 10th the right way for the men's U.S. team. This is essentially a victory lap. So they are going to capture the gold. Australia, our top qualifier, will take the silver. Doesn't get the hit on the 2. But a great performance here from Australia. They really put together a great effort here, bowling on 2 difficult patterns, and have put together a very solid week, which includes a gold medal from Frawley in singles and a bronze from Cummings and Chinner in doubles. Sean Cummings also a bronze in all events, and they're going to add the silver in team. So overall, very solid performance, but this proved to be the U.S.'s day. So 21 pin advantage as Haddad and Padilla step up. Now basing these all off of if each player was to strike out, essentially. Max score, U.S. would win by 21 at this juncture. That can quickly change from shot to shot, and that was nearly a huge double. Thought the 4 was going to kick into the 7. Haddad looking for double, rings the 10. For Bob Learn, one more shot. Get that man some ice for his wrist. Just enough of the 10 pin for Paula. That would have been a tough break there. Would have essentially evened it up. Padilla on the fill, 7 count, finishes with 169. Paula finishes with 177. So the U.S. advantage 23 with 2 bowlers to go. Castro first shot working on a spare. Another 7 count, which gives away a few more pins. So the U.S. can really put themselves in fantastic position here. Sandlin. Another near disaster. Nearly the 5-7 standing there for Sandlin. Definitely a makeable split, but yowza. And the miscue from Castro. That puts Mexico's max score at 768. The U.S. still has a max of 805. And the 5-pin for Ramos. And it's looking more and more like a U.S. sweep here. So with Tish's next shot here, this is essentially going to wrap up the U.S. sweep of the gold medals and team event at the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. The Australian men finished with a 675. Tish Johnson through the nose, but that is going to be enough as the U.S. sweeps the team event. Pretty sure Morrill wants these last 3, though. He was enjoying this. What a game by Ron Moore. What a performance by this men's team. Once again, starting the day outside of the top 4 in 7th place. Didn't get off to a great start in game 1, only had 2 to go. They dug deep, found their way into the number 3 seed to make it to the medal round. And here they are, gold medalists. We'll see if it's 279 for Ron. One more shot to go. Mexico in the books at 754, but just a fantastic performance all day by them. Great win against Sweden to make it to the finals. And Ron and Tish are going to go at the same time here to cap off the U.S. sweep. Strike and not quite a strike, but 887, 675 U.S. over Australia on the men's side. 785, 754 U.S. over Mexico on the women's side. Talk about a moment for the U.S. celebrating the wins in team event, making up for some silvers and bronzes in 2013, but folks, that's going to do it for our medal round and team event. We'll be back tomorrow morning. I believe they made a time change, we'll double check. 12:30 Eastern, 9:30 local time for the Masters portion of the 2015 World Bowling Senior Championships. Thanks again for joining us. I'm Aaron Smith with USBC Communications. What a great final match here in the team event. That's going to do it for today. So until tomorrow, the final day of the 2015 event, have a fantastic evening, and we will see you soon right here on BowlTV.